Woof. Woof, here we go again. We are live. I don't even know how many days in a row this is. Bitcoin breaking to new lows again. When does it stop? Where does it stop? My lord. We're going to look into that today. Before we get started, I want to tell you what this channel is about and what we're here for. We've been on YouTube about 7 years, preaching safe trading, safe investing. I'm not an oracle. I'm just a human. I don't get it right all the time. I do my best to share with you any information that I think you find valuable and that can help you in your trading. But please do not blindly copy anything I do or take anything that I say as financial advice, because that's not going to work out well. That's not a good way to do it. I'm getting tons of alerts now. We're back live. Oh my goodness. Typically we're live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but over the last week or two, we have been live constantly catching the moves, and man, another one, unfortunately, not in the direction I had been hoping. Another downside move, breaking lower and potentially looking to test. Hold up, to test. Ooh, test Grizz. Zach said Grizz, so now we got to play Grizz. It's on you. Put it on a second. Potentially looking to test the retracements that we have seen in this bull run so far. So essentially, if you look at the highs to lows from earlier this year into April, we'd be heading for about 86.3. At this point, that's only 1% away. Seems very likely that that is in store. And if we look at 2024 sell-off from March into August, that would put us somewhere in the 84,000 area. Nobody knows. You're going to ask me a million times today, where does it end? Where's it going to bounce? No one knows. There's going to be a lot of people who will lie to you for your clicks, for your engagement, potentially, I don't know, so they can sell you stuff. Nobody knows. This is a game of catching knives at this point, unfortunately. And that's much like crypto has been, really as far back as I can remember. I've been in this space about 8 years, and honestly, that's how it's always been. There's been these moments in our runs where technical analysis doesn't help us. Charts will basically just be pointing down. There'll be no reason for a bounce, and we get a bounce anyway. That's what I'm hoping for at this point. So we went over this yesterday. I'll do it again really quick. I've gone over the April 2025 level is right here. Let's make it a little more visible. Sell off percent wise to match that percent. That is essentially just looking at April's high, or March's high to April's low, and applying that same percent right here. It's about 30% down from the peak. The same thing goes for February in 2024, about a 33% drop we've seen in this bull run all the way up, and that puts us just a little bit lower, down at 84. Both of those areas I could see being potential bounces. As we were talking about yesterday, a lot of you are saying, is the bottom in yesterday? I said, well, it could be, but there isn't a reason for it to be. Now, it doesn't always need a reason, but there was nothing technical really about the levels we were looking at. Potentially below us, these ones are going to have a little bit better shot at bouncing. We discussed this as well. When we look left on the chart, after we did recover from April's low, we moved up very quickly from 84-ish thousand all the way up to 93. And what that did is it left behind basically a gap of volume, a gap of market efficiency on the chart. To see price fall through this level quickly is pretty normal when it comes to a technical analysis standpoint. What the market is doing is seeking out inefficiency by moving just straight up. It's seeking it out and looking to repaint it with efficient market price action, which would be sideways, ranging, moves up and down, not just a one-sided move here. So there is a shot. There's a shot here that we can look to bounce around 84. If that is lost, things start to get pretty serious, and we have to set our sights lower towards April's low. This is really where I'm hoping we don't see. Any value in between is really not a big deal, but this is where I'm really hoping we don't see price action go. If we go down all the way to where we started in April, this really kind of messes up our chart. It will be a macro lower low coming off basically a series of lower highs, and it might even derail the uptrend completely that we've established over the last few years. Looking down there, we would see about 78,000. We see daily closes and our wick low down at 74. So I think a good way to look at this chart is to do basically maybe two zones here. We'll do two zones of price action, 84 to 86 and 74 to 76. These are actually pretty tight zones despite being $2,000. They're only a percent or two, 2.4%-ish. This is a good way to look at it because these are higher probability areas for price to find liquidity and bounce. Ideally, the low is in soon and we head back up, even for potentially a dead cat bounce. Could look something like this. Man, that death cross. I knew when everyone was talking about it being the bottom that was going to be scary. There's some implications here that we will talk about that aren't great. But even a potential dead cat bounce, right? Moving back up to the maybe low 100s to retest the 200-day moving average, as we have done in the previous bull runs. As the bull runs ended, we have seen this exact same move. Even if we see rejection from there. Wait, where was I? A lot going on. I did not expect to stream again, son of a bitch. Potentially looking for a bounce down in this, 84, 86 for, even at worst, a bounce back to the 200, a rejection, and then probably confirmation of a bear market. That's likely how a bear market would confirm in my eyes. If those levels are not held and we just keep nuking, which I honestly believe at this point is not a very good probability. We have fallen very steadily with very little bounce. This is really a one-sided move. I would bet personally that we see upside before, even if we're going to go see 76, 74, that we'll see upside before we reach there. We have really extended downward, and price doesn't tend to do this, and it certainly never does it indefinitely. But if that does happen, things look really bad, and this is what I am trying to avoid. This is what I'm hoping to avoid. Is that price breaches April's low, our whole uptrend looks not so good. It looks pretty bad. Losing that low would paint a higher high into wherever it finds support, a lower low. Now that itself can be fixed, but if we look back at the run, you'll find this really didn't happen. We didn't have examples where this happened meaningfully. I would say the only time that we have seen that happen this run and continued to the upside, I'm getting all wild with the chart here. The only time we've seen something like this happen where the structure was kind of nuked and then we continued higher happened in the very beginning of the bull run. We have to go all the way back to early 2023 right here. This is it. Outside of this, we have seen nothing that breaks the structure in a way that we could potentially see here if 74 is lost. I mean, see, we had a higher high, higher low, basically a higher high that took us all the way down, nuked our structure, but it didn't stop the bull run, right? We saw a spring and 6 months of sideways after that. 6 months, but that is the only example. There is no other, to my knowledge, in this entire run that truly looks like it. Maybe. I don't know. No. I think it's just that. This would not be a good sign. If we do test this, I think the probability of getting a lower high here and continuing lower increases a lot. But we're not there yet. I'm still looking for a bounce around this zone, even though we are still falling in this moment. Look at these candles, dude. Does it just never end? Is there just infinite selling pressure? What is happening here? We are literally hitting lower lows right now, 87.2 as we speak. I have total over here. Total is not making me too confident either. Total is also getting pretty wrecked. I guess we're hitting 86.3. That's what it is. Is what it is. My lord. I don't even know like what to say. We've been kind of narrating this sell-off for days now. It's rough, but you know what? We are here. I guess I didn't do that part of the stream. Yeah, we're not here to give you financial advice or tell you to the future, but we are here to help you through this hard time. This community of people, I don't know how many people are here yet. I haven't looked at any of the numbers, but every single person that is here right now is in the same boat as you. All the people in your life around you, as you'll find out if you don't already know, don't care about this and probably will take this opportunity to kick you while you're down. They'll gloat about being right. They'll tell you you're dumb and you shouldn't have gone into this internet money. And that's just gonna hurt you. That will drive you and put more pressure on you to make emotional, rash decisions. And typically those are losing decisions, as we say. Anything done in the moment or based on emotion is almost always the losing choice. So the community and just being around like-minded people, being able to vent, being able to talk about what you're going through, I think is a huge value. And at the end of the day, if that's all we can offer you, I'm happy to offer that. I'm happy to be here. I'm not hiding from you guys. A lot of creators will just disappear now for a while, come back when things are good. That's not how we fly. We've been through multiple bear markets, and we'll be here for the next one whenever it starts. So I am glad that you've all found this channel, whether you've been here for years or you're just finding us now. We've had a lot of new viewers pop in over the last 2 weeks. Virtually no new viewers for the last year, and then quite a few over the last 2 weeks. Welcome to everybody. Make them feel at home. Show them what we're all about. I'll put on music. Low Grizz. It's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay. If you've been around this merry-go-round before, you know this is really not even. This isn't even like one of the top scariest times. This is honestly the only reason this feels scary at all, in my opinion, is because the bull run or the last few years have just been so unremarkable. They've been 6 months of sideways price action after tiny little all-time highs. There's been no euphoria. There's been really no good vibes. There's been no up. If we were bipolar, we would have none of the mania in this run. We had none of the good side, only the bad side. And with price, again, being sold off from all-time high, it hits even harder. It hits worse. When we combine that as well with the 4-year cycle that we've heard about probably the entire time you've been in crypto, it lines up pretty well with, man, the top could be in and we could already be in a bear market. And the thought of that, combined with just how starved we have been over the last few years, I think is exceptionally brutal. The thought of, that was it. Alts never ran. Bitcoin really, didn't even double from its previous all-time high, didn't even 2x from 4 years ago. And now we have to go through years of it going down and get it sounds awful. But that is something to keep in mind, is that without that context of the 4-year cycle, this wouldn't really be scary. Nobody wants it to go down except for the bears. I don't know why you'd be a perma bear on Bitcoin, Peter Schiff. But it would just look like what we've already seen. It really would be par for the course. When we took these drawdowns over the last few years and compared them to price now, the reason we did that is because they show us that this feels bad, but it really isn't anything different. These ones took a lot longer. Like March into August low was 150 days of sideways, failed highs, lower lows. Like this took forever just to see price. Well, that's actually pretty good. 50% move, not bad. To see price move 50%, but then basically nothing again. If this was happening a year ago, like it did, or even 2 years ago, kind of like it did, it probably wouldn't be that bad because we would still be forward looking and thinking, oh no, I just got a really bad alert. Forward thinking about the run not being over, about more gains to come. And so try to put that into that context, that things really feel bad for those reasons and not reality. What is up, 𝐒𝐶𝐈𝐆𝐍 over on Twitch? You're the first follower over on Twitch. How you doing, bro? You can join us on youtube.com/TomCrown, or you can stay over there on Twitch and try to hype it up for all the people that randomly make their way into the Twitch stream. We're live on many platforms. Kick, Rumble, Twitch, YouTube. youtube.com/TomCrown is the main one, though. I just got a really bad alert. I am going to pull up the Twitch stream so I can see if people are chatting over there. I don't want to ignore them all the way. There we go. I see you, bro. Nothing like a healthy dump in the morning. I didn't get to take my healthy dump because Bitcoin is a dick. So I just got a bad alert. One that I was hoping I wouldn't get. Yeah. Not good. Not great. Tether dominance, the thing that we just can't seem to stop talking about, has just broken April's high. And this is the one signal that I was hoping we didn't get. Tether dominance is now in an uptrend. It has now begun an uptrend. We had a higher low into a higher high. If you want to be really technical about it, you'd say you need another higher low, another higher high. But this is enough to consider it in an uptrend, in my opinion, unless we see a lower low, which at this point is looking unlikely. Even in this scenario that we were hoping for earlier in November with a rejection, a lower, continued lower high on Tether dominance, we were still really just looking for a higher low and then probably a move into this uptrend, right? As Tether dominance increases, typically that will describe the crypto market decreasing, selling off, getting smaller, as Tether takes up a larger percent, even if it doesn't do anything, right? Even if Tether isn't worth more and the market cap isn't necessarily bigger, it's just that crypto's market cap has moved down, and so Tether being stable grows in percentage. If you look back on this chart, we will find a very strong correlation of Tether dominance moving up into bear markets and topping out at the bottom of bear markets, like right over here, November 22. When this falls, we see a strong correlation of the bull market being here. As we saw, realistically, the lowest point in this was December of last year. Looking back on it now, it seems likely that that will remain the lowest point in Tether dominance for this run. It seems likely. Crap. Now, something like this can still play out, but it might look something more like this. Higher high. Looking for that higher low. This can still open the door for another leg or another rally in crypto. But where this ends up is going to be critical. Where that low comes into play. I gotta move that alert box. There you go. What's up, my friend? For the win legendary. Good to have you. I see Bammy Bar. Subscribed on YouTube. Welcome, friend. By the way, if you're out there, really quick for me, hit the like button, tap the screen, heart it, share it, subscribe, follow, whatever it is. Help boost this stream in the algo by engaging with it, so that hopefully some other people or new people find their way here and don't find their way to all the scammy, grifty channels out there. There are thousands of them. There's thousands of them for every one good channel. Let's help them get to the good stuff. What's up, Eternal G? I see you. Shout out to you because I missed your sub last time. I remembered. I bet you didn't think I'd remember. Pop out the chat. Been live 18 minutes. Good. Well, this is bad. This is bad. Realistically, let's take a minute and be real. I'm going to dish it to you. I have not lost hope that we have another all-time high coming this year. The fact that most people have kind of cements me more in this. I will share with you my biases. Man, I'm always bullish on Bitcoin. I know that it goes down at times. We short at times. We do look for downside. But overall, I'm a bull. And I will struggle when the bull run is over. I will struggle with that mentally because I expect it to continue. Like I look at a longer term view, not tomorrow. And in the 8 years I've been in this space, that's what it's done. It's gone up. There's been a long periods of going down and sideways and whatever, but it's never returned to where I started, and it's continuously put in higher highs. And so I see it through that lens. I still expect another high this cycle. It's getting harder to say that, but I'll be real. We got two signals. Yeah, I'm not gonna BS you. I told you. We've gotten two of the signals that I have genuinely been sharing with you guys as I don't want to see. That if these happen, the bear market becomes more probable. One is happening right now. Tether dominance has broken past April's high. That is bad news, bears. Bad news, bears. Hopefully this can still sell off this week. Hopefully we can see this come down for a higher low. That will be, honestly, wherever that ends up, could be a get out signal, could be a good time to hedge our bets. In addition to this, and maybe more compelling and important, is over here. Let that be rock. Playing Grizz, spinning the Grizz tracks today. It's right here. We gotta face reality. We gotta face it. We gotta face the fear. The death cross. We have covered the death cross so closely this entire run. Each year we've seen a death cross, and each year that death cross has marked the bottom. Marked the bottom of that year. We saw it. I go over it every time. I'll do it really quick. We saw it in September of 23. It marked the bottom. We saw it in August of 24. It marked the bottom. We even saw it in April of this year. And again, it marked the bottom. This was within a very tight time frame. As this one approached, one thing kind of stuck with me, that everyone now was kind of used to this. Earlier in the cycle, I would tweet about these things and people would go, it's a lagging indicator, or people would say it doesn't mean anything. Like, people weren't in agreement that it marked the bottom. And with this one, it seems that all people could talk about was it marked the bottom. Typically, in markets and in crypto especially, when everyone is thinking one thing, that thing doesn't work. That thing breaks. I did share that with you guys earlier. But more importantly than that, I said, this is the second death cross of the year. We haven't had that happen in this cycle. And so we need to pay attention. If we see the death cross come and the bottom doesn't get marked, it's not in, that might be the bear market signal. It kind of seems like that's what's happening. We have traded lower. That didn't happen over the last 3 death crosses. We've traded lower. This doesn't guarantee that we're all, going down forever and bear markets here. Doesn't guarantee it, but man, those 2 signals were things I was hoping I wouldn't see, and they are compelling. I'm sharing this with you guys because I can understand and see my bias, and I want you to still have all the best information that you can. With these things considered, I'm still not selling all my Bitcoin. I'm not getting all out like these crazy clickbait bullshitters are probably saying they're doing. Sure they are. Sure they are. And if it goes to all-time high, they'll have bought back in at the bottom, and they hindsight analysts. Even if we are in this scenario, I've gone over it, I'll go over it again. We have seen the 200-day moving average, which sits currently at 110,000 and will likely be close to that price for a long time. Weeks, months. It'll trend back down if price continues down. It'll slowly go into the low 100s, but this thing takes a long time to move. In each of the bear markets before, we have seen this happen. Now, this cycle just loves to kind of wreck us on these ideas, but we have seen the death cross come, like in 2021 or 22, and price came back. Price fell lower, kind of similar to what it's doing now, right? Underneath the death cross, we had a little consolidation. Distribution, we fell lower, kind of like right now. Failed rallies kind of kept hope alive, and one final push to that 200-day was the end. Price rejected, and we entered into what I'll call like the active bear market. This was the loading stage. Something similar happened back in 2018. Something similar. The death cross did largely mark the bottom here, but price still rallied back to the 200-day before entering more bearish territory. Assuming that happens again, and I think that's a decent bet. There's no guarantees ever in trading, but I think that's a decent bet. That even if the full 200 isn't tested in the most bearish scenario, that we at least make an attempt, a rally back to close to those prices. Certainly 110 would be very juicy to take some profit on whatever you got, to change or recalibrate your position to something you're more comfortable. I'll likely look to open a hedge of some kind. I don't know if I'll sell spot. I don't really like selling spot in these cycles. I just hold my spot. I find whenever you sell spot, you just never get it back lower. It's weird. But I'll look to make some kind of hedge, whether that be spot or perpetual. I'll share with you guys in real time. But if we don't make it that high, I still think we would see somewhere in the low 100s, 106. I mean, even 100 flat. These are starting to be significant moves upwards, right? Even just back to 98K is 13%. Back to 100 is 15. 106 is 22%. And then that full 110, we had 27% move. So for me, I am not looking to take action right here at the bottom of what is now 45 days of red for the most part. 45 days of down. That is crazy to me that we hit all-time high in October and it's 45 days later. Where did this time go? It's like, holy shit. What's up, M. Lewis? Jolly Rothud. What's up, man? Rock Royalty. Welcome. Welcome, friends. We're all here together. We're here in this time of pain, my friends. Fire sale, that it is. No big deal. Keeping it good over there, Eternal. Thank you, bro. You're short from 93. Get it, bro. Get it. Power to you. There's not been a huge, really, opportunity to short. Any shorts that we're taking very close to price. These moves have been wild with very little bounce. Kudos to anybody who has a short open. Pat yourself on the back. You did well. Our only hope sits at this bullish divergence potential on the week. I think it's a bet. I don't know. It's not a good bet. I want to see at least something convincing. It was getting there yesterday after the stream. If you guys were tuned in yesterday, literally we ended the stream and price floated back up, started to look decent, and shit the bed again on what? Bad job numbers? I don't know. It kind of feels like Bitcoin is pricing in something bad. I don't know what that would be. I mean, it could be December's FOMC meeting, but this seems a little early for that. It does feel like it's pricing in something bad. Total now back below 3 trillion. 2021's all-time high. This is crazy. It doesn't even make sense to me. No, this doesn't even make sense. You look at total crypto market cap, and total crypto market cap is now, first of all, back below 2021's high. But what's really crazy about it is from 2021 to the peak, the whole market only increased 40%. Something doesn't sit right with me about that. It doesn't add up. Maybe this is part of why I remain hopeful that we have some kind of leg, some kind of move up left. This doesn't add up, man. Like, we have all of these factors, and you guys know I'm not narrative driven. I hardly ever talk about this kind of stuff. But we have friendly regulation in the U.S. government versus crypto. Whatever good that did. We had Saylor himself. Like, the buys Saylor has made. How many billion over the last year, 2 years? We have how much is bought and held now by ETFs, right? Like, the amount of buying, dollars wise, I would bet is proportionately larger even to the market cap that we have than we've ever seen. Yet price just like hasn't done shit. Something doesn't sit right. Something feels weird about it. Something feels off. I was saying this yesterday, like, if you guys follow Saylor on Twitter and you see him every time they make the buys, has it ever gone up after he's made a buy? Ever? I don't think so. I think every single time he announces a buy, price has gone down, at least like locally that day. And now I do understand the relationship between OTC, which is what Saylor and ETFs do. They don't buy like we do on an exchange, so they don't directly impact the market. I understand that, but something just doesn't add up. Removing that much supply just mathematically has to impact price. It's just not direct. It's just not in that moment. Yet it hasn't, or it seems like it hasn't at all. It's almost as if markets don't function the way that we think they do, right? Is that the wordage I'm looking for? Like, supply and demand. Well, bro, nobody's ever bought more Bitcoin than this cycle. There's been more Bitcoin bought this cycle than any cycle. But price didn't even double in 4 years. The total market cap only went up 40% in 4 years. If you compare that to 2017 to 2021, market cap went up almost 300%. Now, I didn't expect 300%, but I don't know, double? I was looking for 5 trillion. 5 trillion seemed very doable. No, that actually is only a 72% gain from the previous high in 2021. Seemed doable. What is going on? Your stream's resolution changed. Ultra wide. I tried this new feature. I've been trying it actually. Been trying this new feature. And it's like, it's got both of them. And this is going to be a headache. So this is like if you're on mobile. And this is if you're not. And it combines the chats. So that might be why the resolution is weird. I'm not sure. Is it viewable? Is it doable? Hopefully it's doable. Take him to the old copium road, baby. That's right. Long-term holders selling about 120K. People call it stupid or now genius. That is the story of Bitcoin. This my story of Bitcoin and everyone else's story I've ever heard. It's like what people call stupid one day is genius eventually. If you wait long enough, it's like always genius by another measure. I look more buff. It's because I am buff, baby. How you doing, Steve? The cycle has me perplexed, dude. I just don't understand the cycle. There is a non-zero chance, of course, that this cycle is different. I hesitate to jump on that train as I have. There's a non-zero chance. We could see something different. Ooh, Bollinger Bands. So we're at the 20 monthly right now. This is where, interesting. Who said that? You flexing the guns in wide resolution. I'm pumped. I pumped the markets. Excellent. Let's do it. Shoulder pick the gains. Who said Bollinger Bands? I look stronger. Thank you. Thank you. Me and Jason are streaming at the same time. Love Jason Casper. If you're watching somebody else, it should be Jason Casper. Someone said look at Bollinger Bands on the monthly. I didn't catch who it was. I pulled it up. You got some alpha here. This is worth looking at. This is some good old copium road. We are back to the Bollinger Band middle. The middle band is just the 20. This is just the 20 monthly moving average. We can put this on our chart without using the Bollinger Bands. But we'll leave them there. What's interesting and grabs my attention right away is we can see in the last cycle, our all-time high sold off. It took it 3 months last time. This time basically just took 1. Back to that middle band where it actually traded sideways. This was the dead cat bounce. That's scary. This is where the dead cat bounce froze a little bit. I don't know, Pickle. Is it frozen? Try refreshing. Refresh. If it's weird, refresh it. See if that helps. I don't know. There's nothing I can do about it. This is all we can do. We fell from the top band to the 20 monthly. Surprised no one ever talks about this. This is where the dead cat bounce happened. So maybe this is a little hopium for us. This is good. We are at that exact point on the 20. Now, dead cat bounce would not be ideal, obviously, but any kind of bounce would be welcomed. That's what we saw in the last cycle. Right here, we took 1, 2, 3, 4 months until we closed below, and that was I'll say like the true bear market. After that, it fell 50, 60%. Once it closed under the 20, here we are again, right at the 20. Now, I would love for it to, do more, but if we're going to just say minimum lowest bar, Month, 2 months, some kind of rally would be welcomed. Maybe get out of bad positions. Interesting. I have to look at this more. But what I do notice as well is after the 20 monthly was lost, price moved almost directly to the bottom band. Right now, that would be 48.5K. 61%. That would be kind of savage. I could do a $48,000 bear market bottom, though. I could deal with that. I could deal with that. What do you guys think? Bottom of the band. That's exactly what we saw in 21. Of course, we did go lower, but touched the bottom of the band. It's interesting. I certainly will keep an eye on it. I'm even going to put an alert here that just says... Here we go. Think we bounce here? I hope so, brother. Where are we? Have we moved any lower? We just keep going. Everyone's getting ahead of themselves. Agreed. We tend to do that. We tend to do that. I'm just going through charts and through stuff as I see it. At least for me, having any kind of, I don't know, any kind of just like framework to view price through helps me relax. It helps me not stress about what's happening. It's when price is falling and it's just like, there seems to be no analysis, nothing technical with it. It's like out of your control. It feels a little more in your control just when you can put it in any kind of terms. And that's really what I'm doing. For those of you just jumping in and out, you probably missed. I did say I do still think we're going to a new all-time high this year. It's getting sketchier. We did get some very bearish signals I was hoping not to get. One of which came in today. I'm going to just throw it up there again. Tether dominance. Hit a high, broke past April's high. I was really hoping and betting on that not happening. Not a great signal. The death cross on Bitcoin came, and it didn't mark the bottom. That was something I was worried about. We talked about this potential, maybe signaling a bear market. So those are two signals realistically I didn't want to see, and we did get. So I have to at least face that reality. I can't just pretend they didn't happen. I still think that we go up by the end of the year, and maybe it gets pushed off, right? Maybe we see in like Q1. Wow, Circle. Hold up. I just got an alert on Circle. Did Circle just move down below? Here we go. Circle all the way back to its IPO. Holy shit. Circle all the way back to its IPO open now. Hilarious. Not hilarious, terrible. It took 168 days. And it's back. What was the lockup period? What's the lockup period on IPOs? Do you guys know? Is it 90 days? That would make sense. Sell off, unlock happens, people sell, it bounces, they buy back in, and they get nuked. It looks like Circle wants to go under its IPO open. 64. Oh my. Oh my. What is happening? Nvda, dude. This is chaos, actually. Nvda hit earnings, met earnings, opened up crazily. What happened here? It opened up 5% now, back down below its good earnings call, and looks like it wants to dump. This looks like it wants to dump its brains out. Look at all this. Look at all this testing of support here. Good earnings can't hold this up. What is its hope? Left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. However you want to look at it. I just see it as descending highs with support getting rocked. Send it to 152. Dude, if Nvidia falls to 152, I feel like everything is just going to be riggedy rigged. Volatility creeping up. Still not explosion yet. As soon as Bitcoin reverses at all, as soon as it starts moving back up, even if it's for like a dead cat bounce lower high, you're going to see volatility just rocket. It will go so high. This move The only reason volatility isn't high on this move is because it's only been down, and volatility is a measure of up and down. So if you just have an extreme move in one direction, it doesn't tend to rocket volatility in the same way as when you get the reversals. Reversals are often kind of signaled by volatility spiking on Bitcoin volume. What is up, Zcash, my guy? Welcome. Where was I? Nvidia looks just terrible. I refuse to believe it's the job numbers. We all knew these job numbers were trash. We all knew they'd be trash. Zek looks good. Said it yesterday, say it again today, man. Zek does not seem to care about whatever this market's doing. Said it the last 3 or 4 days. What we're looking for here on Zek. In early November, it hit 742. Retested that this weekend. Looked for the higher low on Tuesday. Now what are we doing? Back to 743. Retest resistance. Each time you test it, the higher probability is to break through. Maybe you see another higher low. Doesn't really matter. But this is looking to break out. This is a breaking out. This is a pumping pattern. And I think that's really driven home by these green candles. Yeah, green candles number go up. Driven home by the green candles while blood is everywhere else. Like, this is what happened in the last sell-off 40 whatever days ago. Basically, the whole market sold off. Zek had a little bit of red and then just started pumping while everything else was still selling off. That's what we're seeing again here. This is a harder trade, though. The reason being is you're already up. You're already buying up so hard on Zek. The amount of shilling that goes on with this, too, makes me very skeptical. I believe it does have higher to go, but you have $900 looming above you as a very significant price. And I'm not convinced that it's going to break. I have sell orders placed at 900. I'm not all out at that price, but it's not going to be an easy level to get through. Wow. Zek for the first time on the week has positive money flow. Pretty much. He had a little bit in June. Wow. It is pretty bonkers. Breaking through resistance against Bitcoin, showing, look at this strength. You know, I've been preaching these Bitcoin pairs to you guys all cycle, and I was saying when stuff gets really intense, you're gonna need these, you're gonna use these, they're gonna be your only guide as to like what is happening, because when everything's moving up, it's hard to tell if you're keeping up with the market. That time never really came in this cycle at all, which was unexpected. But here we go, a great example. Zek is strong. You might say, well, it hasn't really been moving even though things have been going down. Look at its comparison to Bitcoin. Since September, it is up. Wow. Dude, it's up 1,800% against Bitcoin. What? Since September. Oh, people are going to get so wrecked on this, man. People are going to get so wrecked. Things don't just go up forever. I think it's got more upside, but dude, like, we've seen this before. $900. This is why I picked it. $900 was the 2017 all-time high. Well, not necessarily the all-time high, but the rally, the high in the end of the bull run, right? I don't know how to describe this. It was listed and was somehow listed at like a crazy price that just dumped like a complete shitter. Coming back here, 900 I think is in the cards. I've been saying that honestly for weeks now. It's been taking its time, but after that, I don't have that much confidence. 900 I have confidence in. It of course can continue, but you're just playing a game of catching knives to the upside. It's essentially what it is. It's like an upside knife catching. You're buying 1,800% up against Bitcoin right now, and you're looking for what? To 900 is still a meaningful gain. It's about a 25%. But where do you realistically see this going? I don't know. I don't know the future. But I'm going to sell a good amount of my position at 900, and I'm going to leave some to ride. And I will wish everyone the best. Just please, man. We've seen this kind of stuff before, and it usually it's never ended well. Just be careful. If you want, you're jumping into this, just be careful. Do it in a measured, calculated way. Don't over risk yourself. Don't put yourself out there to get wrecked, because at some point the music always stops. And you don't want to be the only one without a chair. That's the reality of it. Oh, Monero, let's go. Speaking of privacy coins and things I'm bullish on, the only other chart, Monero. Where can I even buy Monero? Before, and I was sad. Oh, I can buy it on Kraken? I didn't know I could buy it on Kraken. Let me see something. I didn't know you could buy it on Kraken, even though I think I did know that. I think I've said that in the past and then forgot. I did hit the entry at 350. Now this is also the same as Zach. Like, you're buying up while everything is down. This is still knife catching, but man, I've been waiting on this entry. 15-16%. It's back. I want to buy some. Last time I bought Monero was at $100. So this feels pretty bad. What should I get? I feel like this is a bad idea. I'll do it in half. All right, I rip it off. There it is. I just placed it. Will I regret that? Probably. I followed through with it though. I did spot order at 350 limit. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Now it's gonna go all the way down. Go just to wreck me. Probably. Monero, I think, is in the same boat. It's one of the only strong coins. Looks good. It looks worse if it loses this support, but holding here really does look good to retest all-time high. You lose 350, I don't know, you come down like 272, things look a little shadier. Right? Maybe you take a longer road, but I think this thing wants to test all-time high. It's crazy. It's crazy that those two are moving. Here we go. I wasn't looking at Bitcoin for a second. I got distracted. And there we are. Bitcoin has now tested, has now traded to the same level of retracement as the whatever February to April swing of this year, from the previous all-time high to April's low, right here. Click here to learn more about multi-condition. Get out of here. Was hoping that didn't happen. Hoping that wouldn't happen. But that is just how it goes now. Shit's cooked. We're cooked. I've been talking for a while. I've got about 45 minutes. I'm stream for like 45 minutes here. So what are we going to do in that time? What you could do is you could subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share the stream out, sign up with any of the affiliate links in the video description below. BYDFi, our exchange partner. It's a good one. No KYC. What should we do? What should we do for the rest of this? What ideas do you have? Don't forget Dash. Bitcoin sucks. True. Do all of the things. Everything. All at once. Dash. Doge. I've been looking at Doge, man, and I haven't lost hope in it, but it is looking rough. A lot of coins are in the same position. Here's the thing. You guys are all going to want me to look at all of your coins, right? There isn't going to be much to say. I'll be real. Most of them are gonna look something like this. They're gonna look bad. They're gonna look bad. What's up, Thiago? Cardoso Invest, how are you, man? DJ Kid the Entertainer, what's up, bro? They're gonna look bad. This is not what you want to see. Doge and many other coins have just hammered support. Each bounce making less progress. Buyers getting more and more fatigued. Doge is right here doing the same thing. 15 cents has been tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever amount of times. This is not good. Not good. It is still in an uptrend, but it is so very close to teetering on the edge, to just breaking that. Trading below 13 cents, and I want to say the uptrend's cooked. Unfortunately, that's probably your next support is around 13 cents. You want to and need to, in my opinion, hold on to this higher low. That's what we've been watching the entire cycle for Doge. It would be such a disappointment for it not to actually do anything. Each higher low met with a higher high and established a really strong uptrend. But losing here, man, just kind of cooks the whole thing. He really needs to settle up above 15 cents on the weekly close. I hope we do. We need a bounce. You see it really well on the week. Weeks have traded lower than here, but none of them closed lower than here. Now threatening that, really not a good look, man. I have a bunch of Doge. I've been a Doge lover for many years. I don't want to see bad things happen to it. But the charts are charts. Like, it doesn't matter what I want to happen to it, right? It's not done. It isn't like nail in the coffin yet. It still has a shot of holding this low, but it's a little knifey right now. You're a little knifey. This is what most alts are going to look like. That's why I'm probably not going to check out every single alt you guys want me to look at, because they're all going to be pretty similar. They're all gonna, I'm going to struggle to find good things to say about them. I don't want you guys to think I'm talking trash about your coins or whatnot. That really isn't the case. It's just, what do you say? This market is getting cooked. Total crypto market cap breaking below June's low. It's actually, it's weird that it's actually moving down slower than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has already broken that low and is realistically looking to test April's low, while total's all the way up here. Total is more bullish than Bitcoin right now, which is bearish for dominance. Look at this. God, please close the week above 88.1. Please. Ethereum heading down 2,500. I think that trade is gonna fly. I'll probably take it. I'll probably take a little long at 25.50. 2,500, 25.50. Looks like 2,900 3K did not hold. Ethereum in the same boat of, dude, look at this down. Look at this fall. You're gonna need some kind of relief. If the sellers want to take it lower, they're gonna have to have some kind of bounce. You can see that happened in the previous sell-offs, like back here in January of this year. Wow, that was this year. When Ethereum sold off, trade down to 2,100, it bounced all the way back to 2,900, a 31% bounce. I think it's going to do something, or it's going to look to do something like that. Even if it's, if it's done for the cycle. That would put it back in the 3,300 range, the number that Ethereum seems to love. It loves its 3,300. Yeah, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take it. Days like today, boys. We're here. We're here. Ooh, a little bit of hopium. Does anybody have room in their bowl to pack a little bit of hopium? Anybody? Anyone? Light it up. I can't. I'm working, but you can. Little bit of hopium here. 86.3. So far, a little bit of response. You zoom out and it's like maybe don't get ahead of ourselves in celebration. But a little bit of a wick here. At least a break from the bleeding for now. For the last 3 minutes. Wow. I might get liquidated on that other trade. Holy shit. That's not good. I had 2 or 3 of my trades liquidate the last few days. I showed you guys over the other streams. But this one's still open and this one is getting wrecked. I should have closed it yesterday. You guys told me not to. No, I'm just kidding. That's on me. I liked the entry. 92.7 really felt like a solid entry for just even a relief. Did not get it, man. Now it's down. I might have to close that to save the bull run. If I close it, the bull run will probably be right back on. It's like, oh, you sold the bottom. You're good. Liquidation is at 83.9. Jesus. Jeez, 83.9. At least it's slightly above 2024 sell-off price. Man, uncomfortable. If you were me, would you close it or keep it open? The answer is probably close it. Dump's not over? Probably not. Probably not. This little reaction is great because of where it's reacting, the precision of the reaction, right at the April % sell-off. But like that, this is not an explosive upside move that I was hoping for. Man, another buying opportunity always is, baby. Keep it open and sell it on a bounce, dude. That's my plan. But goddamn, where's the bounce? Is it gonna bounce? How can everything dump for so long with no recovery? Markets can remain irrational longer than we can remain solvent. That's what a very famous investor said, and I think he was spot on. It's also just waiting for me to close my long. How are alts doing? Terrible. Terrible. XRP 50 cents, let's go. What's XRP at? We looked at it and it just looked bad yesterday. Chug on link, more ADA. You know, it didn't, I don't know. This actually is not looking as bad. This actually doesn't look near as bad as I would have expected. It's kind of like a microphone-y pattern. Coming down to 296. Well, if it trades under $2, which it very slightly is right now, then I am in profit on my sell all the way back. When did I even do that? At this point, man, like I sold most of my XRP, like 80%, maybe more, in November of a year ago at $2. And where did it go? I missed 82% upside, and now here we are back to exactly, well, exactly where I sold it. I regret nothing. What's up, G Arrow? Thanks for subscribing, man. Juan Wong. Who else? Joel Locus, Angelo, Forsaken Groll, Sarov, Jonathan, Akash, Mog Maxer, S7, Gibbs. Who else is out there? If you're out there and you haven't subscribed yet, join our fam. We have been live virtually every single day, covering these moves, going live before they happen so that you can be alerted and you can be in on them. You don't want to miss the next time we go live, because certainly that means something's happening. Something. Can I get a bounce? Can I get a bounce? I do like where it bounced from. Dude, look at these 15-minute candles. 5% no green candle, basically. Just right. 0.1. 0.1. I wonder if Bitcoin's going to do some kind of microphone-ish thing. It kind of is already, too. It's not as like cleanly defined as XRPs, though. I don't really know how to even do it like that. Doesn't fit as well. Help me. Help me, familia. Take care. And see you next time. Thank you, Grizz. Appreciate you, Grizz. I gotta quick find it before it plays something super copyrighted. Next up, Brain Sludge. What the hell is this? I don't know. I'll play this. See if we get like mega copyrighted now. I haven't listened to this song. Okay. Yeah. Appreciate everybody tuning in today. Bitcoin is determined not to let me rest. It does not want me to have a day off. So we're here. We're back. What's going on with CoinGecko? Yeah. 88, 87. H not found. Okay. There we go. Zcash is the biggest winner of today, up 10% off of the market down 2%. Atom, weirdly the second biggest winner. Pi Network. When I say winner, it's like 90% down, 1% up. Yeah, we're so back. Nobody's been asking about STRK. Interesting. It's up 74% on the week. $1 billion market cap. Looks like a few exchange tokens are pumping. I don't care about them. Bunch of shit coins with micro caps. Trending. Whatever that is. No thanks. Whatever this is. CRK. Yeah, you're checking on my little Monero purchase here. See if I'm wrecked yet. There it is. It filled. There it is. There's the receipts. Good luck to me, friends. 7.14 Monero. Bought live. At $3.50 a piece. I just bought Monero at 3.5 times the price the last time I bought it. What am I even doing? What am I doing? Oh well. Living life. There's your link. Link actually holding up kind of here. It is interesting. So I was talking about Doge and retesting support and things looking bad. It's interesting that a lot of coins are doing this. They're at major supports. They've tested it multiple times, and they're not just like capitulating, not just like losing it, getting wrecked, dumping. They're kind of dancing on these supports, which is interesting to me. Unexpected. Alts are beginning to show strength, while Bitcoin is showing more weakness. Seems very strange. Seems like a strange combination of things. Like, people are looking for a bear market in Bitcoin, yet alts are gaining strength relative to Bitcoin, but losing value against USD. It's like the ultimate wrecked scenario. Ultimately wrecked. I'll make it juicy. This is a grungy song. This is a new one. Uh-oh. Midnight Tyrannosaurus. Provided by YouTube Create Music Group. Shout out to Midnight Tyrannosaurus. I should stop playing random songs though. I'm gonna get in trouble. Wow. Here comes the bad times. Wow, fitting song. Really slowly moving. When Hanel right now, Coca-Cola. Doesn't that mean it's a decent buying opportunity? It could be. But I mean, if alts gain value against Bitcoin but lose value against the dollar, then no. Then no, they wouldn't be a great buying opportunity with dollars, at least. Raise your glasses, sip your copium slow. Yeah. Buy the dip, they tell us. Some magic trip. Hopium, you're going off, son. You're going off. A lot of votes on the poll again this time. I love the engagement that we've had over these streams, man. It makes like my work feel purposeful. It hasn't felt purposeful in a while. I appreciate that. 2,400 votes. And the majority, the most voted for answers under 70K. I did not expect that. I wonder how low that would have gone if I would have kept putting lower numbers. 30% looking for the 80s, 20% looking for the 70s, and only 15% of us thinking the bottom is in. And to be fair, we've traded lower than 88K, so maybe that's why that hasn't been voted for. Song makes you anxious. Do you ever get anxious? Do you ever get nervous? It's alright, I'm going to turn it off anyway. I'm going to turn it off anyway because it's just playing random copyrighted songs, and that's going to be a headache to deal with later. I don't want to do it. Why does the stream look like 4.3 stretched to 69? I don't know, man. Let me pull this up. YouTube must have goofed something. Oh, we did. Wow. I don't know, dude. That's not supposed to happen. That's funny as hell. I look extra strong. No wonder people are saying I look extra strong. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, because I can show you what you're getting this. That's what we're getting. I don't know why it's given that. It probably has something to do with the new feature. The new, like, double resolution thing. I love Thurk, bro. I look at Thurk. That's funny as hell. That's funny. That's what you meant, Pickle. Pickle's like, it looks weird. And I was like, I don't know. I guess it's still, at least you can still kind of, it's still watchable. It's not ruined. That's so funny. I don't know. I should report this to YouTube so they can do something about it. I'm not really even sure how. Maybe through the creator support thing. I'll do it after. Oh, man. What a goofy time. Goofy times, my friends. Can't believe we're live again. Waiting for a bounce, waiting for a dump. It is what it is. We've had a lot of new subscribers too. What's up, White Bull, Mr. Ty, Danny, Moto King. Check 10-year yield and USD JPY. I had the USD JPY pulled up yesterday. Where'd it go? Yen. Oh. Still moving. Dollar still. Wow, dollar's gonna break out. JPY losing against the dollar putting more gains on the yen. As what's going on with the 10-year? You said the 10-year. It's the wrong chart. Can tell already. US 10-year hasn't gone anywhere. This hasn't really changed. It did move up. It moved up from October, what, 25 beeps? Well, 25 beeps. It hasn't, there's been no change there since October, end of October. This chart does look shitty though. That or to moon, right? That hurts a giant bull flag. over the last 3 years, and this is going to go to the moon. Look at the history of the 10-year. Yields used to be much higher. In fact, we've lived through now like the lowest point of it. February 2020, the 10-year was 0. That's crazy. I would guess, based on this history, that wants to go to the upside. That would be my guess. On log, it's such a different story. Oh man, dude, I'm exhausted, dude. I'm tired, boss. Boss, I am tired. I'm so tired that the resolution is messed up on the stream. I wonder if it's like that on. I bet it's not like that on other platforms. Like Twitter, I bet it's normal. Yeah, it's normal. It's normal on every other platform. It has to do with YouTube's thing. What's Fear and Greed Day? Like 10. What's that? 10 or 11? I'm shocked that it's not in single digits. Crazy that the whole market reversed. Yep. I think we're closer to the bottom of this move than we are to the top. There you go. I think that we're going to see upside soon. The problem is that upside doesn't really fix our problem. It has a lot of ground to make up for it to be meaningful. A lot of ground. For instance, the yearly open is now 6% above us. We are down almost 7% on the year. 6.5% on the year. This is just not like anything we've seen in Bitcoin. If you look at Bitcoin's history, there's only been 3 red candles. One of them isn't here. One of them's over here. There's only ever been 3 yearly red candles. And this just like, what is this? What is going on here? There you go. There you go. It looks much cleaner this way. There's only been 3 red candles ever. Each of those red candles has 3 green candles in between it. That is the 4-year cycle. Here we are, potentially looking to close this year red. Just throws everything off. Not only that, I don't believe we close the year right here, to be honest. We've never seen a candle like this, like a shooting star. But this just is not like we've seen. 1, 2, 3 green, red. 1, 2, 3 green, red. 1, 2 red. Now there's still a month and change for this to not close this way. But man, what is going on? What is happening with the biggest buys like ever, with ETFs, with like billions, hundreds of billions of dollars bought, more than has ever happened. I don't know. I don't know. The one thing I do know though is that we will be here live together covering whatever the hell happens this year, next year. We'll be here. You'll be here. And if you need to take a break, go for it. We'll leave the lights on for you. We'll be here when you come back. That's right. This shit is wild. It scares me when you say you don't expect X. Bitcoin does the unexpected. It does. That it does. That it does. So let's hope the least expected thing right now is all-time highs this year. Fingers crossed, man. We have to sip from our cups of hopium. To quote 𝐒𝐴𝐵𝐿 𝐶𝐵𝐿. We must sip deeply from our grails of hopium. Drink deeply. No cheap money. Yeah, there isn't cheap money. Maybe that's coming though. Grizzly voice. You sub for the voice? That's right, bro. Welcome. Welcome. You need it. You need the calming, soothing effect. I don't know what's going on with our resolution today. YouTube messed it up. Usually we aren't so boxy. Usually. It's 1:15. I didn't even plan on streaming today. Probably gonna end up streaming tonight. I have an appointment to go to at 2. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Hopefully Bitcoin will just like float up like it did yesterday after we end the stream. That's looking likely right now. Or it's about to just blast off as soon as I end the stream. I welcome that. I welcome that. If that happens, I'll just cancel my appointment. But yeah, we'll call it. You should jump in our Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. It's free. It's the best way to keep it with our lives. We've been going live every single day, basically, at this point. Whenever Bitcoin is breaking, whenever the moves are important, we're live, we're covering it, and we're here for you. I know that this is a really stressful time, and my only hope is to help you through that stressful time. That's it. If I can make it just a little bit better, a little bit easier on you, I've succeeded. And so for that reason, you should subscribe. You should be here for these next few weeks into the end of the year. I think it's going to be extra important. That's right. I appreciate you tuning in today, putting up with my low energy, but we'll be back. I don't know what's going on with the resolution. We'll have that fixed out. We'll have it fixed. But I will catch you cats soon. Be good to yourselves. Be easy on yourselves. Ignore people who are going to kick you while you're down right now. Don't let them get to you. It's going to be all right, I promise. We're going to be giving out free hugs also. So get in line.